Hey everybody, this is Jeff Wilson, and I want to say thank you for checking out my vlog. This is episode number 1, and I will go into detail on this vlog about, or at least today in this video, I'm going to go into detail about what this total vlog will be about. It will be in conjunction with my blog and also my podcast. My podcast will be able to go into much more depth. So I'm not really worried too much about trying to be under 10 minutes for YouTube and stuff, and I don't have a big following at this point, so I need to kind of take into account some of those things. So this vlog is going to kind of, in most cases, be a little abbreviated version of my blog and my podcast. In some cases, it will be the direct same, but just so you kind of know where it's coming from. I'm in a gym right now where I currently coach a men's cross-country team for a college in town, the University of Colorado Springs. That's one of my jobs. I also teach a couple classes. I teach a Pilates class here. I am currently in my first lecture. On top of teaching and coaching at the university, I essentially own 2 businesses, but I guess technically that one under one umbrella. I'm starting my LLC actually probably next week, but just been doing a sole proprietorship for a little while. About a year ago, I started a running business called totalbodyrunning.com. That link will be below if you happen to be a runner or looking for strength training for runners, that type of thing. And that business was created so I could help many different types of people just get better at running in general, qualify for Boston, strength training for runners. It's definitely a big niche of mine, and so I was pretty excited about that. I've been training a few clients a month for the past year, and trying to grow that currently. So part of the reason of starting a vlog and a blog and all these things. And then it was about May 15th or 16th, I took over a personal training business here in town. I had a friend who had actually was kind of helping with a little bit. I trained a couple clients under his business about a year ago. The timing just didn't match up as far as it being a long-term thing at that point in time. I had too many other pursuits going on, and it just didn't click. So we put that aside for a bit, and he texted me in like about May 10th or something like that, or May 8th, somewhere in there. And he's like, "Hey, are you personal training?" And I said, "Yes, I am starting my own business," which I had been. I just gotten my first client to start growing that. And in the beginning, I was just going to work out of people's apartments and potentially then just work up to having my own garage gym and or working out of a studio, just kind of depending on the part of town and stuff in the Springs, as the city's very spread out. So I live pretty close to the school, which just to you may not mean anything, but that definitely can really affect what makes sense and where my neighborhood's at and all that stuff. But anyway, I was really pumped. I met with him a couple days after that text message, and he had a sheet with a bunch of people's names on it and all these numbers and like all these sessions left and how much people had paid and stuff. And he's like, "So I got a job in South Carolina, I believe it was, something like that, or North Carolina, one of the couple anyway." And I won't name names or anything like that. I didn't ask him permission to do any of that, but essentially took over his business within a few days. I met a bunch of clients the next Wednesday, Thursday after we met on that previous Saturday, and then just the next Monday, I'm sitting there working one-on-one with these people. The first 4 to, really arguably like 9-10 weeks were pretty crazy. I wasn't sleeping much, not because it was just so busy, like I had like 45 clients or something, or I was working 35 sessions a week or something. It was like, no, it was new. I just transitioned out of the semester from teaching and coaching at the time, and so like my summer was looking a lot different than I planned, but in a great way. I mean, it was really important for me to have this. This was such a blessing, and it's really skyrocketed my, honestly, just like some inner challenges that I've been having professionally and just personally about where I'm going with my career. And, starting a personal training business from scratch is difficult. I've worked at 24-Hour Fitness before. I've worked out of a sports complex, essentially. It's very difficult to do. And so this was a huge blessing. I'll never sit there and lie and say, "Oh, I built this from the bottom," but a lot of these clients will be fluctuating out over the next couple of years. A couple of them will probably stay. There's a couple of really, really awesome people I'm working with. I'll also probably be working with some of them remotely as they transition to different phases of their life, which I will get to that stuff more in later vlogs. But I'm just really happy that this part of my life is taking off, and it's been a long time coming. I'm 31 years old, and I have my master's in sports medicine and strength conditioning, my bachelor's in exercise science, or under the kinesiology department, if you will. And I have my NSCA CSCS. I've been plugging away for a long time, working a lot of odds and ends jobs, coaching for, just a little stipend here and there, teaching for a little stipend here and there, working part jobs at running stores. In college, I worked at a book factory. I've worked at all sorts of different retail locations. I've definitely paid some dues, and I have a long ways to go. The last year or two, I have done, probably 2 years, I have done so much inner self-development and become much more self-aware about who I am, what I'm looking for. Like 2-3 years ago or more, I would have been able to tell you, yes, I want to be, a running coach, and I want to teach classes at a university, things that I am doing now. But, and I probably would have said similar things like, yes, I'd love to be that health guy that people see on the internet. But I didn't have in place the internal things ready. I had the motivation and the drive. I felt like, I could make a Rocky story, but I didn't have the habitual, necessary acts, I guess, or habits each day and mindsets. I was very negative in my own head, a lot of resentment and anger from the past. And, so anyway, the point of this vlog, is, and all my outreach through my blog and my podcast is to not only just touch on health and wellness, which will be the main component, or running, or I guess just my business development. That'll be a big subject too, but it's not just about that. It'll be about personal development, self-awareness. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't watch him or don't listen to his stuff, you need to. He has kicked my butt without even, I've never even met the guy, and it's like just listening to his stuff makes you want to get off the couch and do a million things. And I'm really ready. I have so much to do. I have a lot of school loan debt. I have a car loan. I have all these things that are weighing me down. It's like, yes, I'm 31, and that's still very young, but I'm also, I'm also single. It's a perfect time, quote unquote, to do those things. But I truly needed to change my mindset for the better, and it took me a while to get there. And for any people listening to this far, first of all, thank you. And other podcasts that I'll have, and other vlogs, this is a very important thing to me, because without this, it was just me blindly just doing stuff, which, not to say that's negative. Sometimes you do just need to push through stuff, but I tried that and I failed, and I came back and I regressed, and it just didn't get me anywhere. So a part of my outreach in health and wellness is to have the wellness perspective of all these different tiers, emotional, psychological, spiritual, not just the physical with the fitness and drinking lots of water and being good at running and stuff. Like, those are the things I can tell that stuff to people very quickly and easily, and that'll be the main focus of this channel as it stands right now. But I also want to help people change their lifestyles. I have a big set of goals, and I want to be one of those people on the internet where it's like, Jeff Wilson, okay, this guy has given me this, and this. I want to give free content forever. I want to take what Gary Vaynerchuk has suggested, and some others, to give free content, gain an audience of people that trust me, and then go on from there. Help people one-on-one along the way. That's where I'm going to be with my coaching. As far as in-person training, obviously that's pretty simple. I'm working with people one-on-one or in small groups. But my running coaching, I have people in different states, Virginia at one point, New Mexico, Michigan, Colorado, California, and the list will probably grow. I hope to reach somebody in both my businesses in every state and other countries, Canada, maybe even Mexico, across overseas, maybe in Europe, stuff like that. I want to reach people around the world, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take years to develop. This is like Wine Library episode 1. I have years before I become something. And so anyway, some of the main subjects that we'll go through, I know I've kind of mentioned it a couple times, but so we'll talk about a lot of areas of health and wellness, anything from just fitness, certain exercises that are great. I'll have a lot of exercise videos, not just like a yoga routine or a fitness routine, but some exercises for explanations as well. That's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but that's what I want to do. I want to tell people how to do things correctly so that you can reference these things as a potential client, understand how to do things properly and safely. So I will focus a lot on these areas, on personal training, on health coaching at some point, on running performance. I may change those into 2 different companies altogether, maybe 2 different vlogs, but as of right now, it's going to be all under one roof, as that just makes sense for me at this point in time. Not because I'm lazy, it just makes sense for me. But, and well, like I said earlier, we'll also talk about behavioral changes, and we'll talk about my business developments, my journey, becoming what I want to be, becoming a health coach, influencer in this industry, and even stuff down to finances and taxes and stuff like that. We won't dive much into that, but I do want to talk about those things, as I want this vlog and my social media outreach to be pretty close to daily, and eventually it'd be ideal to be daily. I probably will not be able to pull that off right now, but I'm going to do everything I can to try. So again, my name is Jeff Wilson. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to reach out to me, email, or in the comments below. Have a great day.